Hello friends, welcome to Civils Forum. Today's date is 8th December 2020 and we are discussing the Hindu editorial analysis. In our first article, we will discuss about the protest of the farmers which is going on in the Delhi. The title of the article is "The Ground Has Fallen Out from Beneath the Farmers' Feet." You can relate this article to the GS paper 2, the government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. Before we start the discussion, let's finish off our vocabulary dose. The first word is palpable, which means visible or observable. The second word is prejudice, which means bias or partiality. The third word is conciliation, appeasement, the act or action of stopping someone being angry. The next word is defy, which means disobey, refuse to obey. Let's begin with the discussion. The article is written by KTS Tulsi and Tanisa Puri. In this article, the writer is criticizing the three bills which have been passed recently by the Parliament, namely the Farmers Agreement of Price Assurance and Farmer Service Act, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act, and Essential Commodities Act. As we know, the agriculture related subject is in the state list, but the bill have been passed by the Parliament by overriding the power of state which is mentioned in the state list, the subject number 14, 18, 28 and 46, which are related to agriculture, land, market and taxes on agriculture income. The Act of Union is challenging the basic structure of the Constitution, that is separation of power. Secondly, the writer is showing some concern the lack of skill and knowledge among the farmers will compel them to hire a middleman and expect to understand the terms which are mentioned in digital contractual agreement of the MNCs, which increases the operating cost. The farmers have to pay the hefty fees to the lawyers. Otherwise, it may lead to the exploitation of these farmers by these MNCs which are involved in the agreement. This in turn violates the Article 19 bracket 1 bracket F by interfering with the freedom of farmer to carry out his own trade, and also violates the Article 21 of Constitution with the threat for the farmer's livelihood, and also the Article 43 of DPSP. The problematic definition which is mentioned in the Act of the farmer, which exclude the cropper, laborer, tiller, etc. There is also the farmer are betrayed from the power, whereas the sponsors are given the power to refuse the produce as per the agreement. This power is given to the sponsors is against the goodwill of the farmers and which leads to the exploitation of the farmers. The quality check is done by the third party without any safeguard provided to the farmers, which can be biased towards the MNCs. The ambiguity mentioned in the Act about the dispute resolution mechanism, which is going to overburden the work of the staff, especially the sub-divisional magistrate. The writer is highlighting that this act is also going to take away the right to appeal from the farmer, placing the bureaucrats in the most powerful position whose decisions cannot be challenged, which also violates the Article 14 and 21 at the same time. The writer is highlighting some concerns that the Act has mentioned some ambiguous terms like extraordinary circumstances, extraordinary price rise, horticulture produce, and non-perishable agriculture foodstuffs, which are very subjective in nature and also going to lead to many disputes in the future in their interpretation. In conclusion, the writer highlights that the Act is going to defy the safeguards given to the people by the Constitution. Our next article is related to the process which is involved in the finding out of the vaccination for COVID-19. The article is all about seeking the transparency, safety and efficacy from the government and regulatory bodies which are pushing the private institutions, namely Oxford University, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, which are leading in the research and development of finding out the vaccination for COVID-19. The transparency is necessary because the transparent process can prevent vaccine hesitancy, side effects, and also which avoids the risk by providing safety among the stakeholders. Thank you guys for joining the discussion. Have a nice day.